Nintendo 64 coming to Nintendo Switch Online, and new Super Mario Bros. 5. Let's talk all about it.
Block content.
What's happening, my blocked buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. We got a lot to break down, we got a lot to talk about, and actually one of my favorite gaming franchises that up until recently has, been a little bit stale, a little bit different, and I really hope that it transforms into a new, world, has finally gotten some information. We don't really hear about the new Super Mario Bros. Franchise that often, and we also get to break down a whole lot of Nintendo 64 coming to Nintendo Switch Online potentially. So we break down everything in this leak of today, and of course it also has information about the games included in Nintendo 64 Classics, and something about Tomodachi World, and even a game that a lot of you guys like, Nintendo Remix. Yes, the Remix games have already been, big fan favorites because they, remix super cool elements of different games and kind of make this awesome crossover event. Well, supposedly there's more coming. There have actually been a couple of leaks that talk about something called Nintendo Remix, so I can't wait to find out if this is real. And let's talk Hyper Bowser, and if you want to know what I'm talking about, please stay tuned because we're going to get to all of it. And of course, I've been answering many of you guys' questions about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Blocked, where I answer your questions. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube content? Well, whatever you can think of, send your questions through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in our next Question Blocked episode. And of course, we are going to start a brand new show on Blocked Content, so your weekly content with Blocked Content will still be the same, but we do a whole lot more uploads, and we have a brand new show that we're starting soon. Put down in the comments what game you want us to play on the show. Alright guys, let's head into the main topic of today, and that is this leak, which I'm just going to call the new Super Mario Bros. 5 leak, because that's essentially all that this is about, and of course some other stuff about that Direct. So it says Nintendo Direct is coming this month. So in August Direct, again, we've heard this so much, right? So first up is Xenoblade DE Definitive Edition's DLC. We're gonna get Riki's Adventure. It's some kind of side story involving Riki. So potentially, playing as the character, maybe learning more about the history, right? We've already seen a lot of that kind of content in the post game that is now included in DE as well, which is gonna be really interesting. Now, next up is Nintendo 64 Games are finally releasing on the eShop under the brand Nintendo 64 Classics. A Switch Online membership holder will get to purchase these for $5.99 each, and some games include online, which is totally crazy. F-Zero X, Mario Kart 64, and Blast Corps will start out. So again, totally crazy. I'm not really insane about this news. I'm going to detail why, but if this is happening in this way, it does really fit with the models that a lot of other companies and streaming companies and TV and stuff like that are using right now too. Now, next up is something totally strange and out of nowhere. Tomodachi World is releasing fall 2020. So this year, Tomodachi World, and is a new entry in the Tomodachi franchise. Highlights, new features like buying and selling stock, customizing your island, and watching Miis walk around the island, and an online island viewer. So of course, a lot of people did really like Tomodachi Life, and of course the franchise is a lot bigger in Japan and has a whole lot of different facets to it, but it did translate very well to the Western market, of course with the mobile stuff, so I can't wait to find out if Tomodachi World is going to be a brand new experience that just adds to the game and adds a whole new dimension to it as well. Now, next up is something that I talked about in the intro as well, and I could actually be very excited about, because as we've seen with Mario Maker 2, there is a lot more remix to go around, right? Nintendo Remix is coming to Switch, includes all the mini games from NES Remix and some new ones for the SNES. So I'm hyped about this. If this is real, then we're gonna see a whole lot more cool crossover, like, playing as Link in Metroid or something like that. That's all the stuff that I totally love. New Super Mario Bros. 5, so the big one, is releasing in the winter of this year. So that is very, very positive, right? Adds in the cape from Super Mario World and a new power-up, the Hyper Mushroom, that lets Mario turn into Hyper Mario. Hyper Mario launches Hyper Balls in all directions that basically nukes the screen, shows off some levels, and a glimpse at Hyper Bowser. And the tagline is, "Get hype, hyper. Not get hype, get hyper. Now, there's a lot included here that we don't usually see in these kinds of leaks or these supposed leaks, these fake leaks, speculation, rumors. So what's fun about this is that it breaks down a whole lot of different facets of Nintendo's library of, things that are coming soon, like Xenoblade, Definitive Edition has been, very well received. People are very excited for that. And of course, also the idea that that's going to get DLC is going to get people even more hyped about it. But also, new Super Mario Brothers as a franchise has been a little bit stagnant, a little bit stale in the past few entries, right? I think ever since Super Mario, the Wii game, right? New Super Mario Brothers Wii, I think it's been a little bit too samesies, right? And we really are expecting something to shake it up now that we can make literally any level that we want in Super Mario Maker 2, right? I mean, that toolbox is just so varied that I can't really see any other way of, a new Super Mario Brothers game coming out to have something brand new, a brand new mechanic and stuff like that just isn't found in the other game. So I'm really curious to find out if that cape feather will add anything new to Mario's moveset, not necessarily be just the Super Mario world that we know. And of course, everything going on with that hyper mushroom. I mean, what will it look like? Does it, it seems kind of like a Sonic power-up, if I'm being honest. So all of that could be very exciting and very new for the franchise. I just think some new interesting mechanics for new Super Mario Brothers are going to be very game-changing, right? Think about potentially even something as huge as changing the perspective of a level or something like that, kind of like in Super Paper Mario, or something crazy like, oh, the style will be more akin to Super Mario 3D World, which was in Super Mario Maker 2, right? So a brand new overhaul of the new Super Mario Brothers franchise, I think, is going to be needed if we're going to be believing that this has any sort of future, right? I think that it definitely is in our favor to wait and to wish for more new Super Mario Brothers, but for it to change in a very positive new way. Now, to talk about Nintendo 64 games, this is a thing that I have an issue with right now, because I think that it does kind of make sense for Nintendo to continue their legacy content. So, games from platforms that are not really being made anymore. So Nintendo 64 games, GameCube games. I would be very excited to see that coming to Switch, but if we're having to pay separately, even when we pay for a Nintendo Switch Online membership, I think that is just going to be a little bit too much. I don't think that that's going to be anything exciting at all. I think that just goes against why I got Nintendo Switch Online. It's not just to play Smash Brothers, but I also get all these games, and if I have to pay separately for Nintendo 64 games, I mean, that's just a little bit too much for me to handle. I don't think that is a good service at all, but of course, online play for these games does make for a very interesting, segue. I think F-Zero X would be fun to play online, but definitely a game like Mario Kart 64. I can just imagine people going totally crazy over that game if we're able to play it online with people, even having 8 players in a single match would be totally cool. I've talked about that in one of our previous videos as well, so it's something that I really want and that I really hope will actually happen in the future, right? So super excited about all of that. I'm very curious what you guys think of all this, the new Super Mario Bros. 5 and all the other news, so let me know in the comments down below. That could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video, and today's comment question is, well, what do you want to see in a new Super Mario Bros. 5? Is it coming? And as for a previous comment question winner, our answer comes to us from our user, Filippo Garbui, saying, so the first leak has some ups and downs. The Kako Demon Mii hat was leaked back in the days. The same thing happened with the Geno Mii costume. The Mii costumes in general are kind of realistic in a Smash content. Well, I'm a bit suspicious about the fighters and the free stages, but I guess we have to wait. The second leak is a mess. The Rayman render is a fan-made, and third Fighters Pass and assist trophies being replaced. I mean, the last one could make sense, but replacing Waluigi with Birdo? Waluigi stomps on people, burning them in the ground. Birdo throws eggs at people. If you want to leak your predictions, use your brain. Edit, I think the Kako Demon hat has been leaked by the same guy that leaked Ken with the in-game footage. Well, Filippo, thank you so much for your comment. Really concise and really sums up everything that I think is also wrong with those leaks. I think that you can't really replace Waluigi with a character with a totally different body set, so it doesn't really make sense at all. I do believe that, yeah, it is very likely that we're going to get all those Mii costumes, or definitely a couple of different ones from there. I don't know if that Kako Demon thing is real. It does kind of look the same as the Ken one, but is that actually what's going to be happening, or was that just someone messing with us and our expectations? I don't really know as of this point, but I would be very excited to kind of find out what from that is real and what from that is kind of fiction. So yeah, I'm super curious to find out. So thank you guys so much for sending in all your comments. These are always so much fun to read through. And of course, a huge shout out to our latest Patreon supporters and the super chats you guys sent during live streams. You guys make block content possible. So if you you want to have yourself created in pixel art or join me for a live discussion or even have your own ideas become animations, go to patreon.com/blocked content. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there and they're waiting for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, hit subscribe now, smash that like button and ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya!